All right, I am alive. I am alive. Welcome to the live astronauts. Let me just check the sound and get set up for you guys. I look like I'm so small. I think I can fix this camera angle a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. That's slightly better. Still got a little mascara on my eyes. I really tried hard to wipe it off from last night. It's very difficult. I guess I should have went in with more oil. But let me go in and make sure that you guys can see me. All right. I don't know why it's being slow. Let me get in. Let me get in. Make sure you guys can hear me. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Cloudy. How are you? I'm just testing the sound right now. But it sounds like you can hear me. So that's good. Hope you are doing well. Before we get started, I did want to introduce myself. Hey guys, I am Brandy and welcome to Astro Tarot Research. I am a practical astrologer and I like to combine tarot and astrology to give you real world predictions that you can use to empower yourself. Now, I do want to make the disclaimer just because there's been a little bit of an influx of new people to my channel, just a little, to say that, hey, if you're in a place where you're feeling very fragile, or if you're going to tarot readings to look for validation or some sort of comfort, I do want to say this may not be the channel for you. As I said, I am more of a practical astrologer. I'm very straightforward. And I use my more than decade worth of experience reading tarot to give you insights. So I just want to make that clear because sometimes people hear things that they, may not want to hear. I'm just reading the cards and I'm doing my best to have a soft approach when I speak, but I do have to read what I see. Now, I'm doing great, Cloudy. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good as well. First day of November. Ooh. Well, depending on where you are in the world, it might have been November for a minute. But let me get the polls started for you guys. Let me think. You know what? I'll make it based off the weekly collective. And just to see what it meant for you guys this week. I'll say oh, this is good. How did Don't mind me. Feel free to come in and you can ask any questions at any time. So if you're new here, the way this works is that it is $5 for yes or no questions and $10 for in-depth questions. I do prefer PayPal and Cash Apps, and those usernames are in the description bar below. But you can also use Super Chat if those things are not available to you. And obviously, if you really like my reading style, then you can get a private reading. And don't mind the mascara on my eyelid. I tried to get it off from last night. If you guys were there on the live last night for Halloween, I was a witch and I think I put on a little too much mascara. It's usually not this hard for me to get it off, but it's off. And yes, thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to make this question. Oh, sorry for my non-eloquent speech. I'm just making the polls because you guys know I love polling you astronauts. Normally I have a little bit of it prepped, but I used the poll I was going to use from yesterday today because I was like, oh, I got to go live Halloween. But because I had scheduled this Saturday and I was like, oh, it's too late to switch it. All right. And another thing this can be is that and making sure everything is spelled right. All right, pull us up, pull us up. All right, this week I asked, how did the Six of Wands appear for you this week? In our weekly collective last week, we got the Six of Wands for one of our cards for the vibes for this week. Now, the Six of Wands could have come up for you in a different way, or maybe you just didn't feel aligned with the energy of the Six of Wands. That's okay. It's a weekly collective, so it's not going to hit everyone. But I just want to know, how did the Six of Wands come up for you? Did you feel like you took charge of things? Did you receive praise? Do you feel like you accomplished some sort of milestone? Did you just feel confident? And it could have showed up in some other way in your life as well. That Six of Wands energy is like, hey, I feel like a winner. I feel like I've accomplished a lot. I feel like, I'm taking my power back in a way, and it can just be nice. It can be a nice feeling. For me, I think I just felt a little bit more confident. I think that's what it was showing up for me this week. I was way more organized, weirdly enough. But speaking of the weekly collective, let's do a quick recap, go into it. Unless anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in at any time. Sorry for the glowing light behind me. I'm trying to close these curtains. There we go. Less glowy. There we are. But last week we pulled the Six of Wands, as I just mentioned. We also pulled the Hermit, and trying to remember, what is the other card that we pulled, guys? I'm usually a little bit better about this. Oh, the Five of Cups reverse. That is the card that we pulled. So the Five of Cups reversed is definitely about this energy of one, sort of remembering what you lost to some degree. It can just be like, hey, you know what? Remember how things used to be X, Y, and Z way. And you take a moment and you pause and you just remember it. And it's usually connected to a feeling that's a little bit more somber. So it's a little bit different than the Six of Cups, which can be sort of nostalgic. Another thing that this can be with the Five of Cups reverse is that you're going back to fix some things. For me this week, it had to do with more work-related stuff where I had to go back and make some corrections on certain things, or even revisit some ideas that I previously had. So the Five of Cups is like, oh, this idea was shot down, but now it's coming back around and it can be revitalized. So there's something to do with that with the Five of Cups. And also the Five of Cups reverse can just feel like, you might be losing something in your life, but there may not be a strong attachment to it. You know what I mean? There's some people, like this week, I had conversations with people who, lost their job, but they didn't really feel too down or out about it. They just felt it was the right time to move on. So the Five of Cups can appear in that way. We also got the Hermit here. Now, it's kind of funny. As I mentioned, the Hermit connects to Virgo. And so sometimes I get the Hermit card to represent, taking a sick day sometimes. And also I can get it to represent that, you're in hermit mode, obviously, like you are shut in. I don't know if you guys have been to university or been to college, but when you've had those cram days or those cram weeks and you're just a shut in and you're like, I got to focus on this thing and I've got to get this done. The Hermit card can really connect to that. And this can also represent reflecting a lot about your future and how you want certain things to change, because it was following that Five of Cups energy as well. So that is the weekly recap, and you can go ahead and look back on that. And we're going to get into today's weekly upcoming collective, if I'm making sense. We're going to get into the weekly collective. These cards are flying. Usually when I have the cards fly like this, it means it's time to just pull them. So we have the Queen of Wands for our weekly collective. Ooh, taking the initiative, having a lot of spark, having a lot of energy. Ooh, the Devil card here. Now, this is an interesting one. We haven't pulled the Devil card for a weekly collective in a while. Now, that can have to do with your own personal battles, or maybe you're battling some other people. Then we have the Three of Wands, which is all about looking towards the future. You can even see it on the card. It says foresight, travel, moving abroad, foreign lands. This is why I like these cards. They're great cards for beginners. If you're like, oh, I need a reference for helping me to remember these cards, I recommend getting cards like these that will have the words on it. And thank you guys for voting, taking charge of things, achieved a milestone, felt confident. It looks like it's like a three-way split right now. So keep voting, guys. So this week we have the Queen of Wands, the Devil, and the Three of Wands. Now, generally, when we get the the Queen of Wands, it represents that we're feeling inspired. We have this energy that is very focused, very directed, very passionate, and very strong. You know, it shows that we're in a place in our life where we're feeling confident in who we are. But with the Devil card there, you know, it can be one of two ways. Either you might be attracting a little bit of jealousy, because when we get this wand surrounded by the Devil card, I've noticed that it can attract a little bit of like haters and stuff like that who are trying to dim your shine. Or on the other hand, you can be in an environment where people, you know, they're not the nicest, right? The Devil's card is somebody who can be very restrictive. And on the other hand, if we're looking at the positive aspects of the Devil card and this wand energy, you could just be feeling a little sexy. You're just like, I'm feeling good about me. Like, I'm the ish. I think I'm beautiful. I think I'm fine. Like, this week, I'm using my charms. I'm using my gifts. I am using my va-va-voom to make people's heads turn. You know, it's like this very seductive energy that you might be flowing through the week with. Maybe you decide to, you know, try more of that dark feminine aura. That can be the Devil card as well. And this can also represent that you're just taking some time to have fun. Sometimes I get the Devil card and it's not this serious, you know, stressful, overcome problems and addictions things. Sometimes it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to have an incredible time. I'm going to have a beautiful time. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to be worried about like what's going on in the world or what's happening. I mean, maybe subconsciously, but in the moment, I'm just going to seize the day and focus on being in this space of pleasure and enjoyment. And then we want to get into this Three of Wands combination towards the end, where you might even be looking for forward to certain things and seeds that you have planted. You know, we obviously know that the Three of Wands connects to foresight, connects to looking ahead, connects to waiting for these opportunities to come back to you. You know, I always think of it as like, you know, I sent in my resume and I'm waiting to hear back from someone, something like that. Or, you know, I invested in something and I'm waiting to get those gains. You know, this is something that can happen as well. And so it may feel like this week that we're in a space where we are waiting. We're waiting for our ship to come in. We're waiting for a transition period. We could even be waiting to break free. You know, there's that Devil card there. We're waiting to change our habits because, for example, let's say you were in this place, this heavy space of the Devil card, and you were thinking about, okay, I want to break my habit of, I don't know, vaping or something like that. The Three of Wands and the Devil combination is just like, okay, I just have to wait. I think it's like 3 weeks or a month. And then I no longer have that physical addiction. And you're sort of like imagining yourself being in that space. Okay. It's a little bit of manifesting this month, manifesting yourself out of self-inducing traps, or even just manifesting more joy and happiness, or just more free time in your life. Like I said, the Devil card, I don't always get to represent heaviness. And then lastly, because the Devil card connects to Capricorn, you could be in your ambitious mode. So there's that. I'm glad it's accurate for you, Cloudy. Cloudy Cutie is such a cute name. I like that. But that's what could be going on for us. And that is the energy happening coming up next week. I think I was saying, yeah, you could be more ambitious as well. 100% with that Devil card connecting to Capricorn. Can I send for a personal reading? Absolutely. Feel free. Just let me know. If you send through PayPal or Cash App, just let me know so that I can, check it. Because with PayPal, I don't get a notification. And Cash App, sometimes I do. Cash App's very, hit or miss. But if you're doing Super Chat, it doesn't matter. And I hope you guys are having a good time and that you're having a wonderful weekend. It is very warm here for November. I think it's like in the 60s. It's really shocking. But I guess I shouldn't be shocked because it was like that maybe last year before last. And I'm in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So it's kind of strange. I know I'm talking about the weather, but like it's boring, but it's really shocking to me, I'm facing the sun, my room, as you can see from this glowing light. So I get a lot of heat. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Oh, and tell me if you guys are already planning for the holidays. I know we just finished Halloween, but I mean, it's only a couple weeks away with Thanksgiving, and then it'll be Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, there's a lot of different holidays out there. And Cloudy, let me know your question. You're probably taking your time typing it. I'm not going to press you to do so. Oh, you guys, if you're coming in, don't forget to vote on the polls. Now, if the Six of Wands has not shown up for you this week in any of those ways, let me know how it's shown up for you, because sometimes, it's in a way that people don't expect as much, right? How are people currently viewing your beauty? Okay. Oh, these cards are coming out. All right. Let's see. How are people currently viewing Cloudy Cutie's beauty? We have the Three of Wands. I like this because that means you're very unique. And you can even see on the card, it says sun. You can see the symbol. Sun and Aries. All about individuality, uniqueness. Nobody looks quite like you. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So, though nobody looks quite like you and you have a unique feel to you, it's almost as if they feel as though you could be seen beautiful within any era. People feel as though maybe even years from now, or if you were placed in, the 1940s, you would be perceived as somebody who is generally very attractive. And generally, I get the 10 of Pentacles when it comes to beauty to represent, oh, this person has a good looking family, or they have a combination of features that are pleasing because it comes from their genetic line. Like, maybe you have eyes that run in your family, or maybe you have a body shape that runs in your family, or something along the lines of that. But people are looking at you as like, oh, this person has really great genes. It seems very natural. It seems like there's not a lot of enhancements. They feel as though you are naturally beautiful, like you were born that way. And then let's get into this. We have the Four of Cups here. This one's very interesting because I think it's less about your beauty and the fact that you may come across just very laid back, which I think a lot of people aren't expecting as much, just because, I don't know, with the Three of Wands there, they might expect you to be a little bit more animated, but I guess that goes to your beauty. Maybe the fact that you aren't as animated and you're more chill and you're more reserved, that it adds to your appeal physically. It's like, okay, this person comes across as they're very level-headed. They come across as they're someone who is calm, collected, and that makes people feel good, which means that they are seeing you as even more beautiful, really, to be honest. And that makes sense. If someone makes you feel good, you tend to like see more of the beauty in them. And so your personality is also adding to your beauty. We have the Strength card here. I want to clarify that because I usually get Strength for two things. Strength card is clarified by the Seven of Swords. Okay, so that to me shows that there is one particular feature that really stands out. The Seven of Swords is obviously representing something being solo, and the Strength card is like, hey, this is something that is prominent. This is something that is strong. Let's see what it is. Could be your hair. That's very unique to people or stands out just because we have Leo energy. We have the High Priestess there. And I want to clarify. And the Page of Wands. So that to me shows that there may be a particular expression that you carry on your face. You said you're a Leo as well. Wow, that really fits. But there's definitely a particular expression on your face that really adds to your beauty. It's like a more serious, relaxed, but it makes you look very mysterious in a way. There's an aspect to that people are just like, what is this person hiding? What does this person know? Sometimes people might have a natural smirk, or maybe they have very sultry eyes. And so that is something that is adding to your beauty, this air of mystery that you have based upon your facial expression. But it really does emphasize the uniqueness in your look as well, especially since we have that Strength card. Ooh, this card flew out. Oh, Temperance. Love this. I don't know why it's not focusing. Temperance is pretty clear to me. I always get Temperance card to represent somebody who's generally seen as very symmetrical and good looking. It just means that, hey, I find this person pleasing to look at. I think their features are well balanced. I think that everything comes together nicely. I think they present themselves well. I think that this person has a very approachable and attractive face, body, whatever the case may be, but it's like it all comes together nicely. That's what I've consistently seen when it comes to Temperance. So that is what they like. They like the fact that even though you may have one feature that really, really stands out, which I think is more so just your expression, it's as if everything comes together very nicely. They feel as though you are somebody who is laid back. You have really great genetics. You probably have beautiful kids as well. And, generally, like I said, a lot of it is not a lot of it, but there's a small portion of it that is like, hey, the way that you act is adding even more to your beauty because you come across as someone who is not, really into the drama, who is not someone who is going to go out of their way to make people feel bad. You come with good energy, and that is 100% adding to your beauty. So that's generally how people are seeing you. And then obviously, I want to say with this Page of Wands, there is this youthfulness quality to you as well. We don't have that many court cards. And then the one we do have is the Page of Wands. So people may tend to think that you either look a little bit younger than you are, or, you know, you just have some youthful like qualities. Maybe you have like really nice skin. I can see that sometimes with Temperance and the Strength card as well. Generally, they're going to see you as somebody who has a absolutely beautiful smile. I see that a lot with the Page of Wands and the Strength card as well. Something about the smile and the laugh becomes very memorable. So that is how your beauty is coming across to people, Cloudy Cutie. You know, it's just a good vibe overall from all of these cards. People seem to enjoy your presence. You just seem like a great person to be around from what I've seen with these cards. Good energy. But let me know what you think. You are welcome. I'm like, where did I put my water, guys? Let me grab my water real quick. I'm thirsty. It's just right across the room. I thought I put it in front of me. Here we go. Here we go. Very accurate, I think, from what people have told me. Oh, that's nice. It sounds like you're surrounded by a lot of people who also have really good energy. I'm glad they've been open about letting you know your great qualities. Oh, a lot of people are taking charge this week. Well, the majority. We only have a few votes, though. I would love to hear more. Ooh. And speaking of votes, don't forget to vote on the community tab this week. I always want to know how you guys are experiencing the cards. What's going on with my hair? How you guys are experiencing the cards. And, you know, because it's very interesting to see what the energies are for everyone, or what's the consensus around things. So that is why I asked these questions. I think this week's question was like, which card feels the most like work? Now, we only get 4 options to choose from. So maybe the options I chose weren't the best, but I did my best to pick ones that I felt like I've seen for work energy. But go ahead and vote on that. I'm very curious about that. It will also help me, especially you guys, I am in the middle of writing a book. So it definitely helps me to give clear examples for those who may be beginners or even just familiar with tarot, but maybe not super in depth. These type of questions can help create a consensus so that it just makes tarot easy to read, to be honest, you know, like, especially if you're looking to read for other people. Oh, I hope you guys are having a good weekend. My weekend is boring. I'm just trying to look for the cards. Some of them flew. My weekend's boring. I am doing schoolwork as normal. To be fair, we're on module 3 already. So shocking. After this week is only 4 modules. So it's like, oh, I got to start on my research paper now. I'm probably going to start tonight. But that's my weekend. I wish it was less boring. I wish it was less boring. I mean, I did go on a helicopter ride last weekend. You guys saw my post. I guess I can't do that every week. I can't do it every week, but I wish I could. Oh, did you guys do anything fun for Halloween? I didn't do much, but I mean, I did go live, but you know, I didn't really do too much that day. You know, I kept it simple with the chores. I made sure we had candies for any kids in the neighborhood. But other than that, I kept it very simple with the Halloween stuff this year. Next year, though, hopefully I can do like a whole maybe separate video for Halloween. I usually post on Thursdays. What day is Halloween on? Is it Saturday next year? What I don't know. I haven't looked at it. But maybe I can do videos twice if it falls on a day that's not Thursday. Let me look at it. Let me look at the calendar. because then I won't be in school. So I'll be able to film another video. So, or I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I don't want, so the way certain jobs are, you know, sometimes people are forced to like do things after hours. And I'm just like, I hope I don't find a job like that, you know, where you get tricked into basically being in a cult and they take over your whole life. And it's like, no, I want to clock out when I'm done. But I'm hoping that's not the case. How are you guys doing? I'm just babbling on about nothing in general. But yes, Halloween does fall on Saturday next year. So maybe I can do a special live or something. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out by then. You know, I've always got a lot of ideas. Oh, thanks for the more votes. Thank you. And guys, keep voting. Oh, and let me add my disclaimer again. I'm trying to make sure to say this more because sometimes people are new and they come in and they're not familiar. So I want to make sure I'm clear that, hey, I'm Brandy, you know, welcome to AstroTarotResearch. I am an astrology researcher and a practical astrologer. So what this means is I like to use grounded real world insights based off of my, you know, more than a decade experience in reading tarot and studying astrology. And I practice more so Vedic astrology, but I'm obviously very familiar with Western. And if you're sort of in a sensitive space in your life, or if you're even looking for more so external validations or even more comfort readings, this is not really the place for you. My goal is to, like I say, use grounded rural insights to make sure that, you know, you feel good about yourself, like to feel empowered, to feel like you can take control of your life and your destiny. I'm not doing things that make anyone feel bad. Todd, your reading yesterday made a lot of sense. Thank you very much, Todd. I really appreciate that. I'm glad it made a lot of sense to you. I mean, that is good to hear. I love any feedback because it definitely helps me as a reader. You know, I do want to say no reader is 100% accurate. And if somebody is saying that, I don't know who they think they are. I mean, you know, I've never heard of that. I've never seen that, but we all have intuition, and it's my goal to ensure everybody can tap in into their intuition. And that is something that is a passion of mine, obviously. You know, I've had my channel for a while, but thank you so much, Todd. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a good weekend too, Todd. And anyone watching, I hope you guys are having a great time. It seems like you guys are in the take charge space. You know, we normally get the Six of Wands for praise, you know. I'm trying to think that I guess I did. I get praise every week. That sounds crazy. That sounds that sounds arrogant. I was gonna say, did I get praise? I get praise every week. That sounds arrogant, but it is true. I do get a lot of compliments. So I guess it's always a Six of Wands week for me. But I want to compliment all of you astronauts because, you know, without your support, without your feedback, without you guys continuing to watch, you know, I really wouldn't have too much motivation to be here. Basically, this channel is obviously a collaboration. You know, it's trying to create a balance of creating readings that you guys would like to see and hear. And I don't always get it right, but you know, I continue to try and improve. And I want to thank you all for, you know, sticking with me through my journey or even just being a part of it briefly. So I just want to say that. And this week, I don't think I even said, I'm just using the gold foil tarot. There's a few of them. I bought 2 of these. I bought this one with the sun on the background. And then there was another one I bought as well because I couldn't decide between the 2. They weren't expensive. So I was like, well, I'll just get both. But if they were expensive, I probably would have chosen I would have had a breakdown. Oh, speaking of like purchasing things, are you guys early shoppers when it comes to like giving gifts for the holidays? I've been trying to get more into it because I've been trying to be smarter about finances. What they say is that you will book something early on in the year, or heck, you could start in the first week of November, and then you wait till it's closer to having some sort of sale, so you can see if the price really went down, and you can buy it right away. So you're not like looking for things last minute, and you'll end up saving money. Money that way. So I've been trying to do that so that I could be smarter about getting gifts for friends and family, and I'm not trying to do things last minute. And it also makes things easier because it's not like I'm shopping, for 2 or 4 hours at a time on online carts and adding things and trying to figure out budgets. It's just a lot easier. So that's my being responsible, my being financially responsible this month or last month or whatever. Got to talk about financial responsibility. I'm not sure why that's not talked about in school. It's like, if you don't make the effort to educate yourself on lots of different subjects, whether that be cooking, whether that be, paying bills, finances, whatever the case may be, contracts, you have to do so much education later in life. It just becomes frustrating. I don't know why these things aren't taught in school. There should be a whole section on, practical, useful stuff you need for the real world. You need to know how to, negotiate. I'm trying to think of negotiate job contracts. They don't talk about that in school. That should be something to be taught. They should teach you how to structure your resume and to sell yourself, or to create a website, or create a portfolio if it's relevant to your field. These are all things that should be taught. I'm going on a tangent because I'm getting irritated just by the fact that there's so many people out there who aren't educated on the basics, and that's including me. I had to educate myself on a lot of things. So very frustrating. But I just want better for people. That's all I want. This has nothing to do with tarot. This is just my personal beliefs going on a tangent here and spinning off into the distance. But I guess I'm passionate about it because I want people to be doing well. That's all. But go ahead, guys. I'm going to be on for maybe a few more minutes to see if anyone has any more questions. It is $5 for yes to no, $10 for in-depth questions. There's no limit to the amount of pool. My goal is just to answer your questions so that you have strong enough insights that you can, feel more clarity about your situation. And you can go through PayPal, CashApp. Those usernames or links are in the description bar below. And you can also super chat as well. The whole reason I say use PayPal or Cash App is because YouTube takes a percentage from the super chats. That's why me and a lot of tarot readers will try to promote the PayPal or Cash App avenue. I think in the future, though, that it's going to probably be an option where somebody's going to create a site where it's like creator direct, where you can just directly pay the creator and maybe link it to your account. I don't know why someone hasn't made that already. Maybe I should patent that idea. But I think it's smart. It's just going to make more sense. And then you can directly promote the creator, pay them directly. It would just make a lot more sense, because a lot of the money here, I don't make much. I probably make maybe $10, $15 a month. Most of the money for this channel goes into upgrading it. Like, I take my money and I spend it and I reinvest it into the channel, like buying these cards, or like you see my marble table, like that I buy, or my webcam. So I reinvest into my channel because for me, it's more so about creating quality content for you guys, and to ensure that things are interesting and good to look at. Is everything perfect? No, but I'm trying. But yeah, so that's why I think me and a lot of creators will promote the Cash App and the PayPal. So feel free, if you have a question, to go through those avenues. And let me know how your week has been. We have like Pluto, direct right now. And then we have Jupiter in Vedic astrology. It is in the sign of Cancer. It's going to be there till December 5th, I believe. I might be mixing up the date with something else, but I believe it's December. And let me know if there's been any changes in your life in the area that is transiting for you. For me, it's been more about reclaiming my power, and setting certain timelines and dates for myself to say, I'm going to do this at this time. Should I proceed with regards to Tonia? Let's see. And Todd, do you have a second question? Because that's just one. We have the Chariot. So yes, you should definitely proceed. The Chariot is someone who's very goal oriented, who's focused. I know Tonia may be in this headspace where I think it's a she, but she's trying to figure things out. But I don't believe it's going to be wasted efforts. And even if things seem a little bit uncertain right now, don't give up too soon. You know, if you have feelings for this person, if you have an interest in this person, let it be known. Have some patience and wait until they give that final clarity. I'm not saying if they drag it on for months and months and they're leading you on or something like that. Don't do that. Don't wait till that long, but give them an opportunity to sort through their feelings. And then if it's decided on their end that they don't feel the same connection, then move on. But for right now, since we got the Chariot, it sounds like the cards are saying, go for it. This actually might be something worthwhile. And then we have the Page of Swords and the 10 of Wands and the Lovers here. So when we have this Page of Swords and this 10 of Wands, we obviously know that there is an overwhelming amount of thoughts and perspectives and going back and forth. And that can be partially you and partially them. And what I mean by that is, how when you like someone and you're like, well, maybe they don't like me. And yesterday it took them 5 hours to text me back. And normally it takes 2. And then you kind of go back and forth in your head a lot. That Page of Swords and that 10 of Wands combination is that feeling of just having a lot of different anxious thoughts or playing out different scenarios. And if I do this thing, they'll respond in this way. And maybe if I said this thing, then this will happen. And, it's a little bit of like mental overload. And I think that's happening on both of your ends because we got the Lovers card here. And so I would say take your time, both of you, to really get to know each other, to have some strong conversations, to be open about your thoughts and your feelings, and to continue to share what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you sent again whenever you're ready. Okay. Yeah, you could send. Oh, yeah, you can throw your question in, Cloudy Cutie. But it's saying that you both are very similar in your actions and your way of thinking, meaning you both can get very overwhelmed with your thoughts and it may be hard to sort through them. And what's going to help is that you two take the time to get to know each other, to understand each other's values, to understand what you want in a relationship, to understand what you're looking for. Does she want a relationship with you? We have the World card here. And we have the 5 of Wands. And we have the Page of Pentacles. I'm going to have to do a major clarifying card. Ten of Pentacles. For me, I think looking at these cards, that is the goal, to have a relationship. However, with this Five of Wands in the middle here, I think this person is very nervous. They have a lot of worries. They have a lot of concerns. And with this Page of Pentacles there, they feel a little bit shy about speaking their needs, their desires, meaning maybe they're worried that you won't meet certain needs or desires, or you might disappoint them, or things might not end up how they think or want and picture in their mind. And that's a concern for them that they're wrestling with. And so, yes, they would ideally like to be moving in the direction that forms a relationship, but it's that internal conflict in them that is causing them to be a little bit more slow, be a bit more hesitant, and to really move forward and in this direction of being within a relationship. I'm going to be honest with that when I say that. But I do think that they like you, honestly. But they really do want to take that time to get to know you better. And then we have this Seven of Swords reverse again. I think we felt that before, which is about like confessing, coming forward. And the the Knight of Pentacles reversed, which is about, in a way, being scared to assert your boundaries or your needs, or being hesitant to do so. So like I said, there's something about this person being scared to move forward, to come towards you, and to be completely and totally open about their feelings, because they're worried that things might end in a way that is going to disappoint them or going to change the relationship. And maybe you two won't be friends or won't be as connected, or, just any sort of hurt might be coming. That is their main concern. Let me see if I think Todd's Cloud. But let me know, Todd. Let me know what vibes you're getting from her, what she's been saying. Because this person seems to be very conflicted internally. Okay, I think Cloudy was next. What would happen if I pursued content creation? And you're welcome, Todd. Okay. Page of Pentacles. You would be very successful. This would be very financially abundant for you. This can also represent outside of finances, feeling confident. And I think that comes with the fact that you would be making your own money. You would have your own business. You would have your own creation. It's not often in life that people choose the route of entrepreneurship. And so when you choose that route and you actually build stability from it, you actually build customers, clients, a fan base, whatever the case may be, it can give you a newfound sense of confidence. It can make you feel like a new you, like you have this new, fresh start. And I really do feel as though if you were to pursue content creation, it would bring about, I think it even says on the card, Potential for abundance. I think it is just straight up abundance at the top there. From what I have seen with the Page of Pentacles, very strong likelihood that it would definitely be a new source of revenue for you. We also have the Knight of Pentacles. This is obviously going to bring about more work for you, a new sense of discipline. We all know the Knight of Pentacles is that workaholic. And when it comes to content creation, you're going to be thinking about it probably 24/7. You're going to be thinking about the new ideas you have. You're going to be at your normal 9 to 5 work and thinking about like how you need to edit something or how you need to promote yourself or how you want to transform your brand. Like it's never going to switch off for you. You might even start talking about it to friends and family. And that's not going to last forever. But generally, early on, that is going to be something that is going to consume you until you find that balance for yourself. But it's going to be exciting. Like the Knight of Pentacles works on things that excites them, that makes them feel joy, that makes them feel a sense of pleasure, that makes them feel like they have a strong foundation and rock to stand on. It just feels good. And I really do see that coming for you. Oh, perfect. Like I said, until you get that balance, until you hit that Queen of Pentacles here. Look at how many pentacles we got. This sounds like a very lucrative avenue for you, Cloudy. But yeah, you're going to be that way where you're a little bit more so in this work mode until you reach a stage of maturity within your content creation. And then you're into your groove. You're like, oh, I already know what to do. I know my audience. I know my brand. I know the ideas I want to come out with. I'm very structured. I know how to secure these deals. I know how to navigate things. Like it's just going to feel like it's at a space where not only is it just a business for you, but it's something that you truly, truly enjoy because the Queen of Pentacles only invests her time in things that bring her, well, not only, but mainly invests her time in things that bring her happiness and fulfillment and even a sense of status here. Obviously, she's a queen. So it definitely would bring you a sense of noticeability, prestige. You know, people would spot you on the street. Like you'd probably end up running into some fans, subscribers, people who have seen your work if you went into content creation. It's definitely going to put you in a higher financial bracket. You'd actually just have a lot of success, Cloudy. Like, to be honest, it would be really, really great for you when it comes to content creation. We have this 10 of Swords reverse. I don't know if you're an anxious person or not, but when I get this card, it's like you managed to escape the BS. You managed to get out of this headspace of having to go through so many different heavy periods. I'm not saying you're never going to have a heavy period in your life again, but there's going to be less of them. There's less hardships, there's less rough times, and there's more emotional clarity, peacefulness, harmony. That 10 of Swords reverse is like, oh, the swords are falling out of your back. It no longer feels like life is dragging you down. You're just in a good place. I generally get the Queen of Pentacles to be somebody who's just, they love their life. They love it. What did I say? We got the Empress card here. So content creation would actually be really great for you. It'd bring you a lot of happiness. It would bring you a lot of joy. Go for it. You'd feel creative. You'd feel at peace. You feel like you're in your bag, your element. Said, oh my God, I've been in my head about it for so long. You are the second reader that's confirmed it. Yes, you got to go for it. Like this would be actually wonderful for you. Look how abundant the Empress is. She's in her forest. She's got her little love rock. She's got her cushion. She's adorned in beautiful gowns and elements. Like you would feel so happy. And this is Venus and Taurus here. And I know that placement very well. It is all about feeling comfortable in your castle, feeling a sense of luxury, feeling a sense of peace, having stability, predictability, no chaos or minimum chaos. So yes, go for it. Okay, we have Tina Traveler. Oh, wow. I'm assuming you might have more than one question, Tina. Is it reasonable to think that I can make a living from my art? Should I focus my energy on a conventional career advancement? And hey, guys, welcome if you're coming in. Oh, thanks for all the votes. Wow, it was a Take Charge week. You guys got to receive some more praise. I'll praise you guys. You guys are the best. You are wonderful, and I really appreciate you. We got to get some praise in there. Not enough compliments are going out. Why are people being so stingy with the compliments? Let's see. Tina the Traveler. We have the Magician. So is it reasonable to think that you can make a living from your art? Absolutely. The magician can do whatever they set their mind to. You know, the magician is somebody who is creative. I think that's the first word under the Magician card. Creative, thoughtful, innovative, self-directed, somebody who knows how to put on a show, which is perfect for the showcasing your work. And general, say just that question. I could do general also if you like. Okay, we can go a little bit further, but we're saying here 100%. It's reasonable that you can make a living from your artwork. Like, it's capable within you. I will say with the Magician card, it is having a lot to do with the gift of the gab or even promoting yourself. So your artwork may be absolutely outstanding, but the Magician card is going to emphasize being able to convince other people it is outstanding and the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. The same way, you know, I know this person is controversial, and the same way Trump calls everything the greatest or the best thing or whatever, it works. You know, there's a reason he is president. When you say something's the best, something's the greatest, I'm the best artist of all time. I have the greatest work you've ever seen in your life. You've never going to see anything like this ever. When you are leading from that place of confidence, it is absolutely going to work out for you. So work on branding as well. We have the Ace of Pentacles again. Once again, showing that this is definitely a route in which you can make a living, and which you can receive blessings, abundance, stability. You can live your life this way. You can be successful. You can get to this place where you have more freedom and control over your work. I do want to say, I generally get the Magician card because it's connected to Mercury. And Mercury is traditionally the career ruler of an astrology chart. So it's even more of a double emphasis on the fact that you can do this for a career, and that it's something that would literally be abundant for you. This card flew out. Okay. What is that? So this is the Seven of Swords reverse. Well, that's all about being honest. So that might be being honest with yourself. There's definitely areas in our lives where, I think we all do this, where we might be struggling to be honest with ourselves, and it can be hard. Areas that we may need to improve on, areas that we may need to change. And it might be, the cards might be advising, take a moment to reflect a little bit on what you can change, that you may have been avoiding changing. And just be open-minded. Okay. And then we have the Nine of Wands. So this path isn't going to come easy. We know that. Being an artist is tough. Making a living and creating a lifestyle off of your art is definitely not for the weak. We know the arts is probably one of the most competitive fields in the world, art and entertainment. And so 100% it will be a long road, but don't get me wrong, this is letting you know that keep going, keep being resilient, keep pushing. We know that you are the wounded warrior on this card. You've gone through so much. It has been so mentally taxing, so emotionally taxing, having to advocate for yourself, having to transform, having to change, having to not fully be recognized for all your talent. It's tough, but the cards are saying keep going. You have this in you. This is your calling. This is what wakes you up in the morning. When we see Moon and Sagittarius here, like you see on this card, it's like, hey, this is where my mind goes. This is what makes me feel inspired. This is what makes me feel alive. And the cards want you to continue to do things that make you feel that way. Let me. Now, when it comes to a conventional career, we're leaving that behind. And I'm not saying quit your job immediately and just get to the art, but I'm saying you are transitioning out of that. It even says on the card, and you guys, if you're beginners, these are great cards for that. Look at the top, transition. You'll be transitioning out of the typical conventional career that is not meant for you to stay in. What card is this that wants to come out so bad? Yep. We have the Tower. That is coming to an end. That is coming to a close. It is not aligned with you. You're going to be leaving that in the dust at some point and moving on to this space where you're focused solely on your art, and your art has created the sense of stability for you. It's like you're being yanked out of that environment, and it's going to come in a way that you least expected, because the Tower moment is never something that we can predict in particular. It's very shocking. And so this transition out of your career moment is going to come at a shocking moment, whether that is a good surprise, whether that's a surprise that is, a little bit unearthing. Sometimes people lose jobs. Sometimes people have to suddenly move. But whatever the case may be, you're going to be taken out of that environment for sure. We have the King of Swords, the Star card, and the Moon. And I want to clarify the Moon, the Page of Swords. So I think the cards are kind of just talking generally in life. The King of Swords is basically the card saying that you're somebody who is very intelligent. You're someone who has a great deal of knowledge and understanding, especially when it comes to the art world. And it wants you to know that continue to apply that knowledge. Don't give up hope and inspiration. That is what the Star card is all about. Don't feel demoralized because things may be tough right now, or you're in that Nine of Wands space where you're constantly battling to be seen or to make a living or to create a sense of stability or gather clientele. Keep going. Don't let anyone ever dim your shine. You have something to offer the world. The Moon card here is saying, hey, it can be tough to see through the dark and to navigate what is coming next for you, or just all of the mysteries of life. But there is definitely news on the horizon that you are going to receive support. I mean, this is the ultimate artist card, right? You have the person who is working on their craft and they're generally being supported by a benefactor. You have some news like that coming in at some point where someone is going to maybe buy your work, maybe set you up with, I'm not sure how everything works in the art world, but I know people can showcase their work, and that's a way to gain consistent clients. Sometimes people go in to like businesses and will say, hey, I'll give you this piece of artwork if you, hang it up. And then them hanging it up allows them to gain more clients and things like that. But whatever the case may be, the cards are saying that you are going to find someone who likes your work or multiple people who like your work, and you're going to gain support in that manner more so sooner than later. Just keep that hope alive, even though things seem as though they are tough right now. All right. I just want you to know, don't give up. Keep going. The cards are pretty much saying that over and over again. You will eventually transition out of the career space. You will eventually leave all of that behind. It's going to come at a moment you least expected. And it's going to be beautiful when you finally get to start flourishing. We got the Death card and we have the Three of Pentacles. You're finally going to get to a space where you are working on your passion, and that's going to be the next chapter in your life. Your next chapter is you working with people who support you, maybe sometimes even collaborative work, and living a life full of passion, inspiration, and excitement. And that is going to be for you, Tina. Like 100%, this is meant for you. So keep going, keep going is all I can continue to say. Like, you have so many beautiful things ahead of you. That's something I never consider, offering a piece of to a store or something like that so it can be displayed. Yeah, try it. Some people will see a piece of work and they'll want to know who the artist is. And I say find a rich neighborhood to do it in, or who knows. But keep trying to display it. I remember listening to this one artist, and they said they would go to restaurants and say, will draw like an art piece on your wall. They're really great at drawing. I mean, fantastic. Good is an understatement. And they would do it for free, and they would do it in chalk. And then when things would get kind of like messy and messed up, they would come back, and then the owner would pay them to do it the next time. So people think of all sorts of creative ways to get themselves paid. But yeah, if people really like something, and they're curious about it, they'll 100% want it for themselves. But look up different artists and how they promote themselves. That's one way to do things. Look up advertising, look up anything. People have so many creative ways to get their work out there. But I'm going to wish you luck, Tina. You have so much wonderful things ahead of you. You are not meant to do this conventional 9 to 5. And some of us are meant for that. And there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. I want to say it's more stable and, but it can be draining sometimes. Thank you. It seems like I should appreciate the journey rather than the outcome. I like this message. It's encouraging things. You are welcome, Tina. And it's all you. You can make it happen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by the live. If there's no more questions, I think I got everyone. At least I'm hoping I got everyone. Then I am going to end it here. I will be live next week. I'm not sure the date. But as soon as I know the date, by Tuesday night, go to the community tab. It will be posted. I'll set up the live. So I think the live picture, I don't know what to call it, thumbnail comes up so you can see when it's scheduled. So don't forget to hit the bell so you can also know when I'm going to be live. And don't also forget on that community tab, you can vote on any poll questions coming up. Like cool questions like this. This is obviously based on the weekly collective, but you guys know I like to ask you poll questions on random things. I think this week's an astrology question because I was like, this is AstroTarotResearch. I've been asking too many tarot questions. So I think next week is astrology. And so check out the community tab for that. And stay tuned for next week's reading Thursday. It is love themed. I have dropped a hint there. A lot of people are in the mood for love, so hopefully I'm not missing with that. But I think I'm correct in that assumption. And thank you so much. Thank you for supporting my work, Tina. I really really appreciate that. But thank you all. Thank you all for being so kind, for coming to the live, for supporting me. I'm going to continue to make content for you all. In fact, I'm going to work on a reading soon as this live ends. And then it's back to schoolwork, unfortunately. But that's everything I have to say. If you want a private reading for me, link is in the description bar below. The link is usually in the description bar of most videos, especially the most recent videos. I obviously can't go back and put the link in the description bar of every video for my private readings, but pretty much all the latest videos in the lives, you'll find the link to my private readings. You can book through my Etsy shop, or you can book through the form, because some people prefer CashApp, and the form's going to be the best place for that. I am still accepting questions. I was going to end, but if you have a question, I can make yours the last, Tia Bia. I like that. Just let me know if you're going through PayPal or Cash App. Just let me know. Oh, super chat. Okay. All right, I'm just shuffling. I want to know, how does S, the Pisces, feel about me? Next actions, we are no contact after a misunderstanding. We have the Two of Cups, the Knight of Wands reversed, and the Eight of Wands. So for me, they obviously still have feelings for you, whether that be some sort of crush or like, or but it's a romantic connection. They have those feelings of attraction and connection towards you. When we have the Knight of Wands reverse, something about me seeing that card is like very much bruised ego. Very much like, it's like this feeling of like, I don't want to be the first to apologize. The Knight of Wands reverse is somebody who has a lot of pride, right? They're someone who doesn't want to admit if they were in the wrong. It's like being loud and wrong. It's like, hey, even if you know the things that you may have done or said weren't exactly right, or you may have jumped to conclusions, or you may have acted too fast, or you may have said some things you didn't mean. It's like, oh, I don't want to admit it. The thing about the Nine of Wands reverse is they can be a little bit too hasty when it comes to the reactions, when it comes to the anger. The Knight of Wands reverse can be quick to anger. And something tells me is they don't necessarily feel the best about the way that they approach the situation, but they're not exactly in the space where they want to admit it. But with this Eight of Wands card here, to me, it's like saying they want to reach out. The feeling is that they want to connect. They want to talk to you. They want to reunite. They want to, have a conversation with you after this misunderstanding. The one thing we know about the Eight of Wands, you can see it on the card, right? It says at the corner, travel, news. So they want to message you. Honestly, they want to talk to you. That's pretty much their feelings when it comes to the situation. They're stressed, Nine of Swords. Like I said, they know that the conversation didn't have to go the way it went. They 100% know that. And so they're sitting here thinking, yeah. And see, like I said, rash actions. They blocked you and they did it too fast. They did it too fast and they are regretting it. Something they said they would never do. Definitely impulsive. And I know they regret it, because they wouldn't get this Nine of Swords otherwise. They are stressed about the way that they treated you, how they reacted. But like I said, it's the same way of feeling like they don't want to admit that they were wrong, but at the same time, they're just sitting there living in anguish and stress and worried if things will work out, if you guys will ever connect, or how they came across, or what you might think of them. And it's just a lot of mental overload and stress. And it's really getting to them, and it's making it hard for them to relax. See, how did I know that they had some rash actions? I know they regret it too. I know they're upset about it. We have the Star card. So I think they're hoping to make up. I think they're hoping to reconnect. Do you see them reaching out before my B-Day trip next week? We have the Hierophant. It's interesting. On the card, it says maybe, but I want to clarify. King of Pentacles. I think that they may reach out on your B-Day. If your birthday trip is exactly on your birthday, then they may reach out to say something like happy birthday, to be polite, to be respectful, and to come across as very mature. Both of these cards show a level of maturity. I don't think they will outright apologize, but they may say, like, hope you're having a good weekend, or something very, very, like, what's the word for it? Polite, very agreeable, something very like neutral in a way, something very respectful, but without going into too much detail. Like, think about the Hierophant. He's very conservative when it comes to his words, or how he speaks, or, how he chooses to interact with people. Same with the King of Pentacles. So it's very much like, I hope you had a good trip. Period. This person is very much like I said, they're very headstrong. They say it's not, I'll be out the country. So that's probably one of the reasons going to keep it short. But yeah, they're going to want to connect. The Three of Pentacles wants to connect. What was that? What flute? Knight of Pentacles. All these cards show that this person wants to connect with you. It may be more so, let's see. It's more so when you get back that they really want to connect. Before you leave, like I said, they might say something like, have a nice trip. Keep it short. But after you get back, that's when they want to go back to this lover's mode. Let's have a conversation. Let's reconnect. Let's talk. Whatever, I miss you, or what have you been up to? Where have you been? Let's hang out. Let's meet up somewhere. It's when you come back that you're going to get more of those messages from them. I just want you to know that. Because it's not over for them. I really don't feel like it's over for them. There would have been so many other cards about the Six of Swords or the World or something like that. They want to keep this going. They recognize that they made an impulse decision, and it was wild for them. They'll be back. They'll be back for sure. 100%. You can count on it. They were tripping. That Knight of Wands reversed, I was like, that let me know everything I needed to know. They were bugging. But I hope you guys are having a great day. And Tia Bia, you got to let me know what happens when you get back from your trip. I'm very curious to see, you know, when they reach out, like what they're gonna say, what they respond, or how they're gonna respond. Are they gonna try to reconnect? And I have a feeling. I mean, the cards say they will. But thank you everyone for stopping by the live. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you next week. As always, was hoping he'd come around sooner. He's stubborn. with all the pinnacles we saw, pinnacles are so slow moving. So, but just know he will be back. I will say, guys, it has been wonderful to read for you. I can't wait to read more. And I can't wait to see you all next week. No pop-ups next week, just the regular reading. I really got to hunker down on getting my final paper out. It's my final class. So this is like the major research paper. And don't forget to stay tuned for the next week's reading and the week after that for members only. There is a video I want to test for you guys, but I may have to wait till December when things kind of cool down. So be on the lookout for that. And I guess I'll just end it. Thank you all and bye.